Being on the water is like a completely different feeling than being like or touching the ground. It has this very calming and grounding effect on you. Like when you are on the board and windsurfing, you feel like you are one with the elements. Like just you, the sea, and the wind. This feeling of wind blowing through your sail and the board gliding through the water surface is just a very special and beautiful feeling. I feel like once you just place your foot on the board and set sail, you leave all those worries behind you and focus on the session. It all started back in 2016, where I had a school trip with my classmates to the Red Sea in Egypt. It was a life-changing experience ever since. I didn't know anything about windsurfing, but after I started learning the sport, you could see me as the only one left still practicing how to turn this sail around and move that board further. It was a weird setup to understand, like how can such a thing be moved just by the wind, and how can I get to move it? When I went back to Cairo to train, that was a different experience. Training on the Nile was of course more convenient since it was closer to where we all live in Cairo. But training there was not as effective or beautiful as in the open sea. The Nile was quite polluted, and learning how to windsurf there was not the best scenario or experience, but it was part of the fun too. Whenever we were out windsurfing, we would be surrounded by colorful boats with people inside singing and dancing, so it kind of gave us some like good vibes while training. Going to the Youth Olympics was actually a very cool experience. I didn't want to go there at first, which is very typical of me, and that was even like after the whole qualifications thing. But at the time, I was at a very important stage in school where the last 2 years are basically the ones that count or matter. So I wanted to just focus on that, and going to the Olympics or like the Youth Olympics meant that I had to miss out on a lot in school. But at the end, I decided to go, and it was fine. I didn't score well in most of the races, but that was kind of anticipated given that I had only been practicing windsurfing for a couple of years back then. Now, all I try to do is give back. I love teaching, and combining that with windsurfing is very beautiful. Do you need help?
Den her højde, hvis man lægger noget i fødderne.
I usually see like how, like where the area is to put the boom.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, it says here. Actually, it says here. Yeah. So how long are you?
178.
Oh, that's 146. Okay, yeah. Then it's not correct what I'm saying. But I think it's maybe around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you from Aarhus?
Are you going here? Maybe they said there's much wind today, so the quiet. I have no, this is the first one this season. I think it's a half year ago. Hvad så? 10:05 before the
Ja, kan jeg få dig et
Yeah, and
dog
yeah,
og tjekke, om jeg har
from
Jo,
5
det
to
kan
7
de.
so
Det mangler
it
de
will
jo
get dark.
Dark, yeah.
Yeah. I think that the last time before the holidays we went out, but it was beginning to get a little bit.
But do you like it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Ja, jeg kom ikke så meget.
The first training of the season here felt quite nice. There was zero wind, which was a bit boring, but it was fun going around people and giving them small tips here and there. A couple people I was familiar with because I had trained them like before, and that felt very nice to see people actually coming back for such a nice sport. And the others were quite new for me, but that like doesn't really bother me too much. I just want everyone to come, enjoy being on the water, and have a nice experience.
Remember to have your like front arm always straight. Okay. Yes. You're really good. Maybe try to put your front foot maybe behind the joint. See if it will make a difference, but yeah.
Will it go faster then, or?
That's a very good question, but usually we always have our foot placement behind the joint.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah. Because you don't want to also put more weight on the front of the board. Like usually your weight has to be behind kind of the mast or behind the sail center.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
So like how far behind should it be?
Just right behind, yeah.
But now I sometimes feel more anxious while windsurfing, which is kind of opposite to the feeling of calmness that windsurfing actually gives me. But I think it's more to do with the fact that whenever I'm out on the water, I have this like anxiousness in the back of my head where I have to be more careful while I'm windsurfing, because anytime anything can break and you have to kind of know how to act fast and so on. In Egypt, we have this saying, البحر ملوش كبير, or the sea doesn't have someone big, which kind of means that no matter how big, muscular, or cool, or powerful you think you are, the sea is like greater than that. So just remember that and ground yourself a little bit. Honestly, for this community of surfing, this is the best community ever, and it's kind of like a worldwide community, not just in Egypt. Wherever you go and you meet people who do anything related to surfing, you immediately click on many things, and they are usually just laid back, cool and nice people who don't bother much about stuff. And they all just want to have a good time on the water, and that's what makes it special. I think if I had the opportunity and the means to go professional now, I could maybe give it a second thought. I'm not entirely sure, but it definitely takes a massive amount of effort, patience, and determination if anyone wants to go this way. And if I want to do it, I would want to do it maybe with other people who have the same mindset, because even though it's an individual sport, it's also about other people and the times you spend training together on the water and out of the water. So I'm setting the bar a bit high up if I want to go professional.
Kræfter, de er ikke... Det var du.
But right now I think I just want to focus on giving back to people and showing people how beautiful the sport is, no matter where you come from, who you are, or like how old you are. Just come with some sort of like swimsuit and yeah, we'll take it from there.